I've been doing a bit of thinking over the last couple of days, mostly because I've been super busy, but I've kind of had this debate in my head as to whether I should just use compensator or muzzle brake on something, or if I should use suppressors, because this game is just unbelievably loud. So I've kind of considered maybe I should start using suppressors on guns, which sometimes I do just for the fun of it. But the problem is that not being able to use a muzzle brake or compensator kind of hinders your recoil a bit. Whereas, I could say snipe this guy from pretty decently far away, I guess. Not the most accurate thing, of course, because I'm not too great, but it ends up kind of being a bit better than this. It's not too noticeable, but it's just kind of one of those things that you have to feel while you're playing. There's a ton of different types of suppressors, and they all kind of have very, very minor changes to your stats. I know that there's going to be some guy out there who's saying, well, actually, this has like a 0.0002% difference in muzzle velocity. Frankly, I don't really care. The advanced tab is there for people who want it, but to be honest, I just kind of pick an attachment. If it feels nice to play with, that's what I stick with. So this is going to be very blanket statements here. So if you're going to be somebody who's going to yell at me in the comments about being wrong about a suppressor, this is my feeling for it personally. It's just a game. Just have fun with it, man. But essentially, suppressors do what they say that they do. They suppress the sound of the gun. And also, if you're a normie who plays with your radar on, you can't be seen on the map whenever you're shooting with suppressors. I think. Right? Am I right about that? I should be right about that. So I want to try and figure out if suppressors are kind of useless minus the sound and radar difference. And if you're enjoying this hot take on suppressors and Phantom Forces, I got plenty of videos just like this that you can go check out. And make sure that you subscribe to see similar content to this. Subscribe. You know you want to. Go ahead. Just real quick. Just real quick. Thank you. Now you can continue watching. My main problem with suppressors, let me show you this here. So P90, pretty solid gun, decently accurate. Look at this damage right here. Minimum 17, already pretty low. 15 damage. You are literally in zip 22 territory here. And while I know that that's not counting the 25, which is going to be the base, 4-shot point blank damage or whatever, but that's a little tiny baby number. All of this doesn't even include the damage drop off at range, which I'm going to get to a little bit later on, but it doesn't help that that's reduced a bunch too. Can you still get kills with it? I mean, sure. I mean, it shoots incredibly fast, and it's pretty accurate to add on to that. But like 15 damage. Or the MP7, a gun that I tout about all the time. This gun's super good. Ooh, 16 damage. But the Osprey suppressor looks so good, though. And I'm still surprised at how decently accurate it is at range as well. Not as accurate, of course. It does take it down a good chunk. But all things considered, it's decent enough, I guess. I can't stop killing everybody with this thing. Oh no, oh no. I forgot I had this equipped. Oh no, oh no. There we go. What's funny though is that some suppressors, like I said, do have differences between each other. So you can see here with the compensator, it's pretty balanced. But if I put on the Osprey suppressor, oh boy, it becomes really accurate with hip fire, which it's debatable as to whether that's accurate or not, but whatever. There are some though that do definitely change stats quite a bit. That would be things like the oil filter and the muffler. They're both pretty unique looking. Instead of being just like a tube or whatever, these do look pretty unique. So the oil filter obviously is just a giant oil filter, and the muffler is kind of like a little baby suppressor. Basically what the muffler does is it reduces your rounds per minute quite a bit. In the case of the HK416, it goes nearly 100 rounds per minute slower, which is pretty funny. So let's try out the muffler here for a couple seconds. Oh yeah, that is a very noticeable difference. But hey, I mean, because of that lower RPM, it's definitely quite a bit more accurate. Now, here's someone. There you are. Goodbye. And you got things like the oil filter too, which dramatically lower your fire rate. But also, it makes it stupid quiet. You can barely hear that. And honestly, it doesn't really lower the accuracy much more than the muffler does, so really the oil filter, at least in the use case of the AUG, is not that great of a thing to have. I mean, unless for some reason you need to have your gun completely silent and you want your hit markers to be like 8 times louder. But that's up to personal preference, I guess. But I mean, I guess that these two really aren't useless. They kind of have their own use case and their little special tidbits of stat changes. Honestly, as far as the oil filter goes, though, I would kind of say that it actually slows your fire rate down a little bit too much. Maybe for something like the MG3 it'd be useful, but I don't know. But as far as the normal suppressors go, they vary so little in their actual capabilities that it's just, It's just kind of which one do you think looks the best, mostly. Steven, I'll actually have you note that I went through the entire advanced tab and I could see on here that this increases your hip accuracy by 0.32%, and I use the stubby grip with the suppressor and the H and K sights, and it's the best attachment combination in the world. Okay, chill. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of blanket statements here because frankly, playing with these, they're all basically the same. I mean, you got your normal suppressor, which is like, yeah, just, suppressor sound. You got the muffler like I showed earlier, and you got the PBS suppressors that sound like this. I mean, for the most part, they're basically all the same. What you do want to look for, though, is your minimum time to kill. You don't want that to be affected. Like you can see on here with the muffler, because it fires slower, it does have a lower time to kill. but you're getting something a bit more accurate, so maybe this is going to be something for more sustained fire, something like a light machine gun at a distance. In the oil filter, which takes it down by, you know, a handful of 0.0 seconds. So, I mean, suppressors aren't necessarily useless, though. They do serve a purpose. I haven't had my radar on in God knows how many years, but I am pretty sure that suppressors make it where you don't show up on the radar. And, you know, I guess in some cases they can prevent you from getting headaches from the world's loudest Roblox game, I guess. The best use case that I can personally think of is on snipers, because if you don't want to show up on the radar, you don't want to be too loud, you'd want to put it on one of these. But then the problem becomes it reduces your effective range to the point where you end up doing less damage. Sure, your normal damage stays the same, but on something like the M107 that has decent one-shot capability to the torso, the last thing that you want to do is lower your effective range. Especially on something like the Scout, which people keep trying to defend, but it's not going to make me like it. Where it lowers your effective range even lower. But again, it's just up to personal preference. If you're some dude who's like super good at getting headshots or whatever, I mean, honestly, they're not going to affect you too much. Go ahead, use all the suppressors you want. But typically, I'm still on the side of saying that compensators and muzzle brakes are a little bit better, obviously because of the accuracy benefits of it. I don't know, this is a little bit of kind of a ranty type of video. There's a lot of pretty similar stuff in Phantom Forces, and there's only so much that you can really change about it or that you could tweak before things just kind of become just super unrealistic and just weird. But to answer the question though, are suppressors useless? Not really. It just honestly kind of comes down to personal preference. If you want to learn more about how suppressors work, I'll leave a link to Mr. Pajama Man who did a video that basically goes into great detail on the suppressor, since like I said earlier, this is a very blanket kind of type of thing. But that might be a bit more beneficial if you're trying to actually figure out which would be maybe the best in your use case. So like I've said in the last couple of videos, I've been super busy lately and I'm going to be crazy busy over the next couple of days. So this is going to end up being probably a bit of a shorter video that's a lot less organized than normal. So if I don't upload for the next couple of days or so, don't be surprised. What's this guy doing? Oh, there he goes. Yeah, he'll be okay. If you've noticed too, over the last couple of days, my video production quality's kind of gone down a little bit. And that's mostly due to the fact that I've been getting hardly any sleep at all. So I haven't really had the time to put together like a polished video. I haven't even really had too much time to think of any ideas, to be honest. So if you've got any good ideas for videos, make sure they leave those in the comment section below. If you'd like to join the Discord server, that's linked below in the description. And if you want to see more content like this, make sure that you subscribe. In the meantime though, thank you for dealing with my kind of lack of content lately. I really appreciate you guys sticking around. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay safe. Peace.
They're too easy.
I hit him!
Yo, pro strat.
I'm hitting him! I hit somebody! I literally hit a dude! If I blow this tank up. One more. One more, last one. Come on, I got this. It's about to explode. I did it! Oh my god. Panzerfaust for the win, boys. Come on, hit him. Oh my god. Is there...
Oh, I can't see villager.
No more bridge. How? Hello? There we go.
Oh my god, he's
Help! You gotta help me! Help me! Help! Why are you running past me? Help! I'm right here, please. Please, I'm literally. What are you doing? Help! Oh my god! Thank you.